Good afternoon, people. Welcome to Football United TV. This is the Football Weekend Show. I have a very special guest here, but first, it's time for that famous intro. Good evening, people. And just like I said before the intro, I have a very special guest for you. I actually have my younger brother, not my younger self, but my younger brother, Richard. How you doing, Rich? You right, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Nice to be on for a change.
Yeah, I know. It's the first time you've been on here, but obviously, I'm trying to get you up with it. And if you want to come on here again, then talk about the Premier League. All the games from the weekend. Uh, Fair play, mate. If you want to come on and talk about it, and
Yeah,
I'll get
yeah,
you
why
on the
not?
show. So
Why
on
not?
today's show, we're just going to have some topics on here, Rich. The first topic we're going to go to is Graham Potter sacked by Chelsea. By Chelsea. Sorry, I had a bloody throat. Basically, I just want to get your views on Graham Potter. Obviously, he's been sacked by Chelsea. This was yesterday. If I can get your overall facts about Graham Potter of how he left Brighton. Basically, he's managing Chelsea now. He left Brighton to go to Chelsea. Walking through that door at Chelsea, was he walking into a job? Basically, that was too hard for him. And also, does it surprise you that Chelsea have sacked him?
Well, first of all, I was a bit shocked last night when well, not shocked, but out of the blue like that after Brendan Rodgers was sacked. But going back to when he left Brighton to take the Chelsea job, he was doing a fantastic job at Brighton. Not just saying this now because he's been sacked by Chelsea, but I think he was a bit beneath his belt there at Chelsea. To be honest with you, I think with the sort of demand, obviously, with this new owner in and stuff, I think it was a bit too big for him. I don't
Yeah,
think Potter, in disrespect, was the right man for the job. Shown that on the pitch. I mean, they won a few games, but the performances weren't very good. What we've seen of Chelsea this season, they scraped through games. It wasn't entertaining football. The fans knew that. And yeah, it don't come as a surprise to me, to be honest with you.
no, no, it doesn't. No, it's saying because obviously the manager before Potter got the job was Tunchel. He got the sack. Apparently, Tunchel had he spent about approximately 300 million
Yeah,
in the summer.
yeah, a lot of dough
Um,
that. A lot of dough.
couldn't motivate his players. Struggling to winning games. Obviously, he got the sack. Potter then was bought in, and then for the winter in January, he also spent approximately another 300 million in the transfer window. So you think of it,
Mm.
this season, Chelsea's had two managers and spent around about 600 million this season, right? What is your thoughts on that? And can you see them getting done by FFP?
I think they'll investigate it there. They'll have to, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, if they're investigating teams like Man City, Barcelona, Juventus, and everything, then they will investigate with that amount of money spent. But I think personally, um, I think they bought too many players in. I
Yeah,
mean, you build a team with two or three signings a season, but he was just going out and grabbing everybody. And I think that's what's shown on the pitch as well. Part of it, he hasn't been able to gel them. It's different players playing every week in different positions, and the results shown that.
yeah. No, it certainly
Yeah.
has. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, people go around and say with Potter, are these his players that he wants, or was it the owners? It sounds like it's the owners. The owner want these players in. but obviously, I think
Yeah,
Potter, in my opinion, I think he couldn't get through to them. A
no,
style of play that he wanted. I think they
no,
struggled in the way that he wanted them to play. With his tactics, his philosophy, and obviously the formation was breaking down as well, wasn't it? I mean, there were stupid
yeah,
mistakes on the pitch as well. The defense wasn't that much got. Striking wise, they didn't really have. They've got so much potential in that attacking of that final third of the pitch. In my opinion, they can't. They're just struggling all over. And
yeah, yeah,
I just
definitely.
feel like is how do you feel? I mean, the signings they've made this season as well. I mean, with Modric, the player they got
I
from
feel
Shakhtar Donetsk.
I felt great about it because I can remember Chelsea back in the 90s and everything when there was a mid-table team and this Abramovich took over and threw all the money at it and he was winning this, winning that, and now he's gone and everything. They're showing their true colours, aren't they? So
So
good side though, still a good side, still got some good players there. Like, but I think whoever comes in there, you might want to clear some of these new players they've bought in out sort of thing, and then obviously rebuild itself. Like so, yeah, it's going to be a hard job for somebody fills that position there.
mm. If I was to actually name a candidate, who do you reckon, in your opinion, who do you reckon would be the next manager at Chelsea?
Next manager of Chelsea, I think they go back to a continental manager this time. Um, do you know what? I got a funny feeling that I think let bygones be bygones. I got a funny feeling, they might go for Conte again. They've had Mourinho twice. I,
Ah,
I got a funny feeling they could go for Conte.
Conte.
Because he
Mm.
done well there. He had a bit of money to throw at it, but the actual football he was playing under him was brilliant and everything. So yeah, I think he could be a possible. They want somebody there with a bit of history as well. I think. I mean, I heard today they was looking at um this manager who got sacked from Bayern Munich. Is he 36, 37? I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that might be a bit too much for him to be honest with you. And yeah, I'm confident. I reckon they could have a look at Conte again now he's out of work.
They think they'd do most probably like what they did before with Mourinho,
Yeah,
left there
definitely. I
and
mean,
going
at the
back.
end of the day, I mean, you look, Conte he got a good history with, in European football. In Italy, he's managed, he's won trophies and over here as well with Chelsea. So yeah, I think he might be wrong, but I think that'd be my opinion. It wouldn't surprise me if they do have a look at him.
Yeah. No, I mean, first shout. I mean, Conte, that's the first one on there. I didn't know what the other managers like. He's been thrown into the frame and what odds there is. With this manager and that manager. I haven't really had
Yeah,
time to
yeah,
check, but you can obviously understand it most probably be an elite manager that obviously Chelsea wants. So just hope they get them and just hope they sort them out at the minute. But it's hard for Chelsea fans. I just think at the minute, I don't think they're just going to get a manager in
yeah.
willy nilly and just put him straight in. And then I think it's going to take time. I don't feel I'll be surprised if they actually point a manager now. From now to the
No,
end of the season,
they're probably
I think
they're probably going for a temp sort of thing now. But at the end of the day, I mean, they still got the Champions League to play for. I mean, I know Real Madrid would be a tough game home and away for them, but you never
yeah,
know on the day. Like, so he might. Well, I mean, a temporary manager ran it from before, Roberto Di Matteo, wasn't it? And then he got the job after. So yeah, you never
yeah,
know.
no, I know, well that's true. But we just wish him good luck and all the best. Right,
Can I ask you
talking
a
of,
question? What's that you got on your head?
there's a cap.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I thought
mm,
you was bold, but
nah. Right, talking about managers being sacked. Here we go with Brendan Rodgers. He leaves with communal consent. At Leicester. Uh, how did you? Before I ask you the question, Rich, how you find this one? I'm just going to share my view on this one. You might agree with it. What I'm going to say, I don't know, but I thought with Brendan Rodgers leaving, for Leicester City fans, is about bloody time to be honest with you, in my opinion. I mean, he's been hanging on for Fred in this manager, being a manager of Leicester. They've lost so many games. The
yeah,
the stats, how they're playing. I mean, their last game. Look at their last game. When they lost to Crystal Palace, obviously 2-1, but they had 3 or 4 shots in that game. Leicester City
Yeah.
and Crystal Palace. Apparently, it was the shots that they had on goal and also the possession was brilliant. What Palace was doing, Roy Hodgson did a fantastic job in managing Palace's first game there. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. They had about 20. I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was around about 28 shots on goal, maybe even more, for the entire game. But
Yeah,
I think he's. I know he was there, but I feel that he was. I feel Brendan was there. He should have gone in January, but obviously he wanted to make these signings, didn't he, in January?
yeah,
So, he just wanted to make these signings and get the Leicester fans on his side, and hopefully,
yeah,
just
yeah.
win a few games and draw and gradually go up the table. Just picking points. But unfortunately, he hasn't done that, and this is why he's departed company with terms with Leicester City. Uh, what's your thoughts on this one, mate?
My fault on it. I would have kept in there because I enjoyed seeing Chris on Leicester TV moaning every week. But thing is, they got individual players, good individual players there at Leicester. Across the midfield and everything. Really talented players. When I watch them on the day, sometimes play some good football. Um, like you said, he's been there now. What, 3 or 4 years now? Brendan Rodgers, is it?
4 years now, yeah.
4 years. I don't think he could have took the club no further than he could have. So yeah, shame he's gone because he got, like I say, another manager with good history with Celtic and all that. But I could see why the Leicester fans was getting, you know, towards the end with him and all that. But so again, another one. Where'd you go from there?
Well,
Uh,
the looks
I
of
mean,
it
let's
is
be,
it's
let's be
like what you
honest.
said. It's like what you said. I mean, when he managed Celtic and then he left Celtic to manage Leicester, I've actually looked at the odds on manager to take over for Leicester, and believe it or not, the Celtic manager is actually on there at the end of this season. He's actually on there. He's odds on favourite. They reckon it's going to be him. Is that him? I can't remember his name. The Celtic manager. He's from Australia, isn't he? The manager there.
Yeah,
Who else is it? Rafael Benitez is one, and I can't remember who the other one is. But the top three that there are top three candidates. But
Nigel
there is talk.
Pearson.
No, Nigel. Well, Leicester fans said that they'll have him back, but
Yeah,
I
they
feel
did. I read a
they
bit of
did.
that
Yeah,
today. Saying they'd take him back. Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, my opinion of it, they'd be welcome to him.
yeah. Well, at least, well, from our team, Bristol City, and he's Nigel Pearson is not
Yeah.
national, but he's like what I said. Who do you think could be a good candidate for Leicester? I mean, they're struggling now since Southampton beat West Ham 1-0 yesterday. They've gone right down to 19th position now. Leicester, they're struggling. They're
Yeah,
one
they're in
place
the
above
zone, aren't they?
Southampton. I
Yeah,
think they're
yeah,
about a
they're in the
win.
zone.
I think there's a
I
win,
reckon
3 points between them.
something like, well, it's very tight there. I mean, you look at 16th, 17th up, 27 points, and it plays down to 26 and 25. And so all it takes is a couple of teams to win one weekend and a couple of teams to slip up with a draw or lose, and then they're back down in it. So I think this relegation zone is going to go right down to the last game of the season. Um, yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. I think club like Leicester sort of stature, I think Graham Potter will suit them.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Graham
know,
Potter, yeah, that's true.
yeah,
No, that's a fair
think,
shout.
I think
That's
he
a
got
fair
the.
shout.
I think he'd be better at a club. Well, proved it with Brighton, didn't it? I mean, he was a good individual manager at Brighton, and I think he could do something with sort of not small clubs, but smaller clubs in the Prem, like that sort of thing. He could produce a lot there. But yeah, shame really, because like you said, they're big side. They won the league 5-6 years ago, the Premier League.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
between us, funny enough, between Arsenal and Leicester, and they beat us to it. So I
I
mean
thought it
that was
was
the
Man
only
City.
no when Leicester won it, but like is it's just the way it's just the way how it is
Yeah,
at the minute. I mean, I felt that he was in that job way too long, and
yeah,
I think it surprised me that he obviously it's not surprising that he's sacked, but what surprises me at the minute is how long he was actually there for and how long he was in a job. I mean, David
yeah.
Moyes is one of them for West Ham. I mean, come on, let's be honest. It's only that 1-0 win he got against Southampton. It kept him in a job longer, you know.
Well,
So is
they got quite a tough run in West Ham. I think they got Newcastle Wednesday night. They still got
yeah,
to play Man United. I still think they got to play quite a few teams up floating up around the top sort of European places. Like, but obviously, this time of season, anybody's if you're in a relegation scrap, or people's fighting for places to survive and Europa League and
yeah,
Champions League. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting part of the season. But like you said, I mean, he could be another one. There's a lot of West Ham fans I've heard on there calling for his head to go as well. I mean, but you look at last season. I mean, look how phenomenal he was last season. I mean, Jared Bowen scoring goals like he did last season. They've struggled this season, West Ham, to be honest with you.
yeah, they have, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And it's surprising is I can you see him going down though, Rich, with Sam?
It was a hard one to call it really when you look at that Premier League at the moment. I mean, but I've got to be honest with you. I think Southampton will go.
Mm,
Um, Bournemouth, even though they've had a couple of wins at home against Liverpool, and they had another one the weekend, which was a good result for them against Fulham. I
yeah,
think if they can take points at home and everything, I think they might. I think all depends who comes in at Leicester and what he does there. I think they'd be in the battle. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I think Southampton will go. Um, I don't know about Crystal Palace. Yeah, I mean, they had that good win the weekend as well, but obviously, if Royalson could do something there. Yeah, at the moment, I'm just going to say Southampton, and then anyone's capable of being
yeah,
dragged
go,
into
go,
it. There's a couple of
Bournemouth,
relegation battles left to play yet.
yeah. But yeah, it's a shame, really. I just think that I can't see. Can you see Leicester getting a manager in now, or do you reckon they'll go with an interim manager and then most probably get a new manager at the towards the end and the beginning part of next season?
It's a big gamble, really, to be honest with you, because we're in a relegation scrap. But how many games to go now? 7 games left, is it? Something like that,
I
8,
think
whatever it is. You know,
there's about 9 games
if
left.
you
I think it's
call,
20 but 29 games gone. So yeah, so there is around about
yeah,
9 games left. So I think there's a fixture midweek as well, sometime this week
yeah,
or
there's a
next week
couple of
in it.
fixtures in
There's
this week,
because like
but
there's so many games. So many teams
mm,
have been not played 20, 28 or 29 games yet. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's good. But yeah, it all depends really. I mean, what call do you make? Do you get a manager in, or 9 times out of 10? You look at when they sack a manager. I mean, Bournemouth, for example, they bought Gary O'Neill in as temporary, played
yeah,
well for 3 or 4 games, didn't he? Won a cup, 3 games out of it, and they gave it to him permanent. So you never know, never know. But I think it surprised me if they don't get a manager in.
no, no.
'Cause,
But
yeah,
it's
I think
exactly what we
Stowell was
said.
it Mike Stowell taking
Who?
temporary charge for this week's game?
Who was it?
Mike Stowell, the
I
goalkeeper used to play
think
for Wolves and City. Yeah,
yeah, I think it is. Yeah, he's doing it. I think yeah, he's doing it for Leicester at the minute. He's
yeah,
in charge, but I feel that obviously with the facts there of like Brendan Rodgers. I mean, you look at the win, the amount of games he's managed. To
yeah,
obviously the amount of games that he's compared that he's won. I'm not really
yeah.
worried about draws. Just put the games for what he's won and what he's lost, and the answers there with Brendan Rodgers. It's just I feel sorry for him. He was a good manager, but he is it seems
It's
like no
time
matter what.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it just seems like no matter what team he's going to go and no matter what team he's going to manage, it just feels like he's got just like a 4-year lifeline, basically.
That's, I
He's got
mean,
like a sell by date on him.
yeah, most managers are lucky to get 4 years nowadays. To be honest with you, I mean, anything over sort of like 2 seasons now and everything, you're doing
Yeah,
well. But I believe it takes a new manager a good 2 or 3 seasons to get his own squad how he wants it and clear players out and stuff like that. So there's no pay. There don't seem to be no more. patience in football no more nowadays. It's all like rush, rush,
No,
rush, isn't it? Like,
no, that's right. Yeah, yeah, it's
mm,
absolutely rush, rush, rush. And then if managers ain't doing well, most of them get sacked. But I think the owners must have had a bit more faith in him than other managers. But
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
his time was up, unfortunately.
But
But
I should keep an eye on Leicester this season, and obviously with Chris on the Leicester TV and everything. So you never know, we might be playing them next season.
yeah, you never know, do you? You never
Yeah,
know. Okay, I'm just going to go in for a few comments. Devils United, Macy, big up, hi.
yeah.
Um, the Dugout Football Channel. This is Doug, Rich, Doug, big up. I'm
Right.
glad you're in, mate.
See that, Bob?
And that's it. We just go on to the next topic. Coming off the managers, going on to the games now on the weekend. We only picked up a few games. The games that was what made it more interesting and had more goals and that sort of thing. So this was one of them, Rich. That I picked up was the Man City beating Liverpool 4-1. It says here Jack Grealish is improving, which I think he is. Obviously scored in that game, but I mean, they didn't have Haaland. To be honest with
No, he
you, in
didn't
this game,
start. I
did
noticed
they?
he
He
was
didn't. He didn't. He didn't play. So I felt that they played really well, scoring 4 goals past Liverpool. It's like,
yeah.
do they really need Haaland? No,
I
you
think
never
they
know.
do. I think
They
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 will
do.
need
I
him
just joking on that.
when it comes to Bayern
Yeah,
Munich and because they need him. But again, I mean, I just want to put this over first. Being a United fan, this is two teams here I don't care about. But I did watch a bit of it. I thought Liverpool started off the better side in the first 10, 15 minutes, went
yeah,
1-0 up. And then I think, to be honest with you, Liverpool going 1-0 up was the worst thing they'd done because after that, they capitalised at the back. I think some of their defenders on one or two of the goals I seen was absolutely schoolboys defending. But then again, I mean, you take that away. Grealish had a good game. I watched. He looked pretty fit and everything. Yeah, like you said, without Alan as well, they still dug a result out without him. I mean, they're scoring goals as well at the moment. I mean, you go back to Burnley in the FA Cup 2 weeks ago. Sorry, Dan, if you're watching, but I bring this one up. But yeah, they're looking well, and I think with the way they're playing and Arsenal's playing, you never know. It might go right down to the wire last game of the season because you said both sides are on good runs at the moment. So yeah, but I was more pleased. I know they're our neighbours, Man City and Liverpool's the rivalry, but I was especially after they advanced just 7-0 the other week. I'm glad they took a bit of a out there, to be honest with you.
yeah, yeah. I thought you was. I was actually watching the game, watched the Salah goals. Like what you said, they went 1-0 up, then it was 1-1, and then just
Yeah,
slowly throughout the game, they just deteriorated, didn't they? Liverpool. There was
yeah.
nothing there. It was just like gaps left in the defence. They
Mm,
couldn't tackle the the attacking was poor as well. And in the
very poor.
second half, to me, yeah, it just literally fell apart. It just fell
Yeah.
apart all in total.
Well, as I
And
said, I think the worst thing they'd done was went 1-0 up, to be honest with you. I mean,
yeah,
when the game was 0-0, they was playing good football. They went 1-0 up and it all went pear shaped then.
yeah. I mean, I like to know what your opinion is. Obviously, when Liverpool lose it, and I'm sorry if there's any obviously Doug's in, but I'm sorry with Liverpool fans. When I've noticed when Liverpool don't play so well, Klopp seems to have coming out with an interview. I mean, you might call it an excuse or whatever. What did he use this time, you reckon, on losing against Liverpool? What excuse do you think he's come out with this time, Rich?
Well, to be honest with you, I could be. It's their first game really since the clocks have gone forward, so his players have lost an hour's sleep. I think that was the excuse this weekend.
Did he say that in his interview?
Nah, but like you
Yeah,
said, there's always some. Rather than just turn around and say, like, at the end of the day, we all seen it. Liverpool, we
yeah.
started off well, and then we just caved in. He's always got the excuse. I mean, the pitch was too wet, or and I got no time for him. Good manager, I'm not disputing that, but I think he needs to start speaking the truth when his team's not playing good enough and everything.
Mm,
He got on. take the rough with the smooth. I mean, when they beat United the other week, he was praise, 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 praise. When they lost 4-1 Saturday, it was like, oh, this, that, this, that. You know, it was never like he never
yeah,
sort of like praises the other side, like, oh, they was the better side, or you know, they played better football and everything. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, they've gone through a bit of transition period this season. They bought that Gap Pro in and the Uruguayan strikers at Nunes, and
Darwin
yeah,
Núñez,
so
yeah.
I think personally, you know, not slating Liverpool and everything, you know, it takes a season when you get to cut the new players coming into jail, and you know, I hates me to say it, but I think next season if they could get one or two, maybe another centre back or you know something like that in centre midfield, because obviously Jordan Henderson's getting on a bit now, still a good passer of the ball and stuff like, but I think they could be knocking on the door next season. I think it's gonna be more of an interesting season next season this season.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I
Mm.
feel with that Liverpool squad, I think they're weak in midfield. That's where
Yeah. I
my
mean,
opinion is.
they've
I,
had a few
I think
injuries
other
more this
Liverpool
season.
fans saying that is their midfield as
Mm.
well. And when you actually watch them, you can actually tell the midfield there is Jordan Henderson, who's the captain there. He's trying to hold up the other team, the midfield. The players are just it's like they've got no life there. They're just playing
Yeah,
like willy nilly, and they're just exploiting gaps. The same, well,
yeah,
sometimes it's the same as the defense as well. I mean, the Van Dijk, you know, since he come back, he hasn't been the same since he's come back as well. So I don't know whether that's an area they're going to look at, but it's definitely the midfield for me. They're too weak in midfield.
yeah.
But obviously, just staying with Man City and Liverpool, just at the end of the season, how can you see them going? Can you see obviously Man City's challenging for the Premier League? Can you see them winning the Premier League?
Um, I think Pep, to be honest with you, I think he's number one. I mean, everybody wants your domestic league first. That's your bread and butter. Like, so, you know, is a good trophy to win, obviously, you know, and everything. But I think Pep's main thing with Man City, I think he wants that Champions League. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
He want the Premier, he want the FA Cup. Don't get me wrong, and everything. But I think his uh, main thing he want to be the Champions League, and he's up against his old club, Bayern Munich. So it should be interesting. But yeah, I think
yeah,
they're
that's a very good
they,
thing.
I think they're capable of winning the Premier League. I mean, you know, we were saying about Liverpool just now. I mean, I know Arsenal got to play them in a. Is it next weekend or the weekend after?
Yeah, it's next weekend we got Liverpool
Next
coming up.
weekend, you know, was that
You know,
it's at
obviously
Anfield?
that's
Is
at
it Anfield?
Anfield, that's away. Yeah, yeah, it's away
See,
at
that's not
Anfield.
looking good
And the way I
because they seem
the
to
way
turn
I
out against the big boys. They didn't Saturday,
Yeah,
but
but I mean, look at this one. Look at this one. I mean, you're talking about good boys and Man City's here that you know they compete went 1-0 up and they just annihilated them after. So you know, I think Arsenal will win in my opinion. You know,
because
because
Arsenal at the moment is to me, I would say at the moment is Arsenal's to throw away.
yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's
Mm.
Arsenal's to throw away. Yeah, I mean, I think with Liverpool, they play games like this. You know, they lose this 4-1, and then for some particular reason, the game after, you know, even if it is an harder game, like obviously with being Arsenal top of the league, they've lost 4-1
Yeah,
to second, but you're going to see a different game next game. And if Arsenal do win, it'll only be by the odd goal. I think it'd be something like 2-1 because
yeah.
they want to come back and do something, or even maybe get a draw. At the end of the day, obviously they want to go out there and win the game, but I still feel that Arsenal's going to give
Of
them a
course,
game at least.
Arsenal got a bit of advantage at the moment as well. I mean, because obviously they're not travelling midweek now, obviously in the Europa League sort of thing. So they're getting like a weekend, every weekend game now. So he could do more on the training field with them and stuff, more time on the training field rather
Yeah,
than travelling and stuff like that. So that could benefit Arsenal. But
yeah,
yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to the
yeah.
end of the season sort of thing. Yeah.
And can you see also just the last bit as well? Can you see Liverpool finishing top four? Yes or no? That's all I want to. That's all I want to say. Do you reckon Liverpool finish top four?
No, no,
No. Where do you
no.
got
I
fifth,
don't.
maybe sixth?
Well, they got Chelsea tomorrow night, haven't they? So no, because I at the moment, and I'll be honest with you, I mean, I don't know if we're going to come to this game in a minute, but I think it's sad, but I think Brighton's going to be around about fifth, sixth, and you know, Fulham's got Mitrovic suspended, right? They got beat by Bournemouth on Saturday, but I think Brighton's going to be knocking around about that place. I don't know.
Yeah,
Of course, I don't know. well, they play 5 minutes now. Spurs and Everton. I don't know how they're getting on, obviously, but Tottenham's around that sort of like way as well. I mean, so Man United sort of like come down to fourth yesterday. Tottenham wins tonight. They're back up there, Man United by a point, I think, or something like that. So yeah, it's good. It's you said that sort of like second, third, fourth, fifth, and all that. Everything has to play for, but I think no, I don't think Liverpool make the top four. No,
No, no.
no.
All right, we got King TV, King Sat. Yes, he's in the house. King Sat, how's it going, mate? Hope you're well. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. He says here, will
What,
Liverpool make European place this season? Do you know what? I think they will. In my opinion, I think that despite what's going on at the minute, I think Liverpool are the only team at the minute that can finish in fourth spot. But then again, Newcastle are playing well as well. You got yourselves Man United up there, but it's going to be between Liverpool and Newcastle to get that fourth spot. In the minute, I know you most probably will say Newcastle, but when you look at the games, compared to what Liverpool to what Newcastle's got, personally, me, I favour Liverpool. I don't know what you feel. What your answer is on this question, Rich?
No, I don't. I mean, they got a couple of tricky fixtures. Obviously, they got yourself at Anfield. But like I looked at the teams I know is on the daylight, but I looked at some of the teams this season like Liverpool's played, like like Wolverhampton and sort of like beat them and stuff. I could see Liverpool's in a bit of transition period this season, but I don't think they're. I think the top four at the moment would be as it is. Don't know what order, but those four clubs there, like Arsenal, Man City, probably Newcastle might sneak in. I thought they looked pretty good yesterday. Newcastle, if I'm honest, they deserve to get the win and all that. Like, but yeah, I think and Man United, I think they get going again and all that. So yeah, I think not for me this season. No, they make
No.
they won't make the Europa League either. They make the other one. What's the other competition called?
Oh, it's the Europa Conference, isn't it?
That's it. That's it. Yeah, they're in the conference.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go on to our next topic now. This is the Arsenal game, Rich. Like, just be careful what you're saying here. Okay,
Yeah.
Arsenal 4, Leeds United 1. I'm only joking, Rich. You can say what you like. It's my team. You know that, don't you? So
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
for
going to give a
35
brief.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to give a brief statement on this one. Obviously, Arsenal were fantastic. Hence the scoreline here. Um, I thought this was since we've had that nasty injury on Jesus. Obviously, he's come back, but he when he came back in the last game, he was on the sub bench and then he made an appearance, didn't he? I think he played like the last 25 minutes of the game or something like that. But this one was his full game, his full 90 minutes that he played Jesus. And scoring two goals, against Leeds United. I know one of them was a penalty, but I thought that it was a good game to play in and a good game. Like, coming back from injury in this game, obviously scoring two goals. For me, I'll have to give him man of the match. He was my man of the match in this game, just because it was because of the two goals, but mainly the way how he played. He never quits in that penalty area. He likes to take it round players, assist. His work rate is unbelievable. It's phenomenal. Jesus' work rate, and coming back from that nasty injury, that's the reason why he was my man of the match. Obviously, Leeds scored. They scored their goal, made it 3-1. But obviously, the game was finished then. Basically, I just want to get your views on this game, and also, well, I'll ask you another question after your views on this game.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of the game on Match of the Day Saturday night, and they analysed a little bit on there, and they analysed the same on the Sky Sports and everything.
Yeah.
I thought Leeds, to be honest with you, I mean, when Arsenal went up just before half time or an injury time in the first half.
Yes, yes, it was
Yeah,
almost clear
I
for half
thought
time.
Leeds content them for the say the first half. I mean, they went a goal down a minute before the half time whistle, whatever it was. I thought Leeds battled and what I've seen of it and contented them, but obviously Arsenal got the breakthrough just for half time, changes the half time team talk, and that was it. They come out the second half and they put their foot on the accelerator a bit more. Arsenal, to be honest with you, and like you said, Jesus injured, Jesus, whatever you call him, is Jesus in English, but you know what a player to bring back when you're fighting for trophies at this time this season as well. And yeah, he's certainly be okay, how can I say another addition to the team at this time this season, if you know what I mean, come back from injury, yeah. But I thought Arsenal deserved it. I mean, that Luke Ayling, we knew him obviously when he played for Bristol City. I thought it was a bit of a stupid penalty to give away. But
Yeah.
yeah, the only thing that surprises me this season though is I heard the commentator on there the other night on Match of the Day saying about how many goals Arsenal's conceded at home this season. A lot more conceded at home than what they have away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's true.
they played well. You know, they played well. I think the two signings you Arsenal bought in from Man City this season, the Ukrainian, is it wing back?
Yeah, the left back, Shevchenko, yeah.
Yeah, he's sort of like nailed that position down. Now I think that signing Trossard, is it Trossard from Brighton? I think
So far from
he's
yeah.
settled in well there. He's sort of like chipping in with setting up a few goals and yeah, look, they look good. I'll be honest. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'll be honest with you. I think midfield at the moment and up top they're fine. But what would I be thinking is the clean sheets. Do you know what I mean? When you're going in for titles, you know what you can let one or two in against a side. That's the only thing at the back. I think if they can get another a decent or solid centre back, I think the downfall for you was not getting that Martinez. What Man United signed. I think if Arsenal had got him beginning this season, I think they'd have been they'd have done a lot better than what they have.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, you're so
Mm.
spawny to get him. I just rate him highly. Martinez,
Yeah, he's a
I
good.
think
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's
What?
not very tall as
Cool.
well, is he? It just
Yeah.
seems like you don't
No.
seem to. Teams now don't seem to have the tall centre backs. Like years ago,
Yeah.
it was like centre backs were 6 foot plus, but now,
Yeah.
I mean, Martinez. What is Martinez? He's about what 5 foot, what 8?
He's 4'12".
Oh, thank you. But yeah,
But
no, he's a good defender.
he's
But
certainly
we have had a injury though, Saliba. To be honest with
yeah,
you, and he's obviously we played holding at centre back,
yeah,
partner obviously with Gabriel. But I mean, Ben White scored. Obviously he's
yeah.
playing right back. He scored in this game. That
Do you think
in
he
all
should be
fairness, it was a good. Sorry.
do you think he should be playing him a lot more Ben White considering they paid I mean for a teenager is it 50 million, I think, do you think he should be playing a lot more than what he is? And
Yeah, I think. I mean, when we first signed Ben White, I wasn't keen on him.
I know
I
you
I
was
thought he was awful because he
tight
was
with it.
playing in that. Yeah, he was in that centre back position, and I just thought he
Yeah.
was literally awful. And then when he shoved him out to right back, different, he started picking up his game. You can see the progress. After a few
Mm.
games, you're thinking, bloody hell, we've got a right, we got a decent right back here. But at that time, Tommy Yasu was our right back. He was playing quite well,
Yeah.
and obviously he's taking that spot now from Tommy Yasu. So is I feel we bought a centre back in a Polish centre back in January. Don't ask me his name because I will literally
I remember that, yeah.
destroy his name. I think it's about 20 mil, 25 million we bought him for. So, but yeah, I mean, our left backs as well with Shevchenko and Kieran Tierney. I'm worried about that because I like them both. And there's rumours that, Kieran Tierney may be leaving us and going to Newcastle United. But I feel with Shevchenko, when he plays left back, he pushes himself into the middle of the pitch, up into that DM role, and then that
Yeah.
leaves either Partey or Saka if they want to go up. Do you know what I'm saying? So they go up, and also Shevchenko can go up with Saka coming back, playing left back only just to cover him for that time being. So
Why was he
there's sorry.
why was Sack on the bench then? Is it because he played a bit of international football the week before and they rested him for Liverpool, or
No, yeah,
was he
I thought he
or?
needed resting. He needed resting.
Mm,
They rested him. He wasn't injured. He wasn't carrying an injury at all. So
no.
I he's young, but it is good that you can rest him because he's one of those young players you don't really want to burn him out because with him is quality in the team, and but we're replacing quality with a good player. not quality with quality. So if he's out and he gets injured and he's out for a length of time, that's worrying for us Arsenal fans. Look, so,
What about
and obviously the team.
what about that the other one? He hadn't played. He had a bad injury about 3 or 4 months. That Smith Rowe. He's come back now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's come back. He's featuring in games and all that, and but slowly coming back
Mm.
in. We'll see. He's an attacking midfielder, so he's gradually getting back into the game as well. So, but yeah, the other question I want to ask you before I move on to the next game, uh, can you see Arsenal winning the league, and do you think they'll win it?
I don't know if I'm honest with you, man. I think
I just want a
you got
yeah or no, from
yeah,
one
no,
player to another, yes or no.
yeah,
Oh, thank God for that. If not, I
yeah.
was going to
What
chuck you off the stream. Um,
I think, to be honest with you, man, I think Man City will go all the way with you, and I
yeah,
just think there's a lot of football to be played yet. I mean, we all say this, we all say that, but I think, like I said earlier on, Pep will want the Premier League. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's more dug out for this European at the moment
Champions
Champions
League.
League football.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he wants that.
so
He definitely wants that. That's the only cup he hasn't won
yeah,
with Man
I think
City,
he's hungry.
and I
He's
think
hungry for
he
that one.
wants. Yeah, he's hungry for that one. He wants it. Right. If we just go on to our next game, it's your mob. Man United losing 2-0 to Newcastle. Obviously, Newcastle after that when they jumped to third, they've jumped a place above you, Rich. So
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
this is uh, this is the problem.
Can't we?
Basically,
Can we
you know
skip
what
this
I'm gonna
game a bit
do?
more?
I'm gonna give you the floor on this one. I want your opinion on this game. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Right, my opinion on the game. I thought the 10 outfield players was absolutely rubbish, and the only uh, positive yesterday was David De Gea on goal. And I'm being obviously serious there. I thought Newcastle, our place to go, St James's Park, not trying to make excuses. Crowd got behind them, played some good football. They look more obviously the threatening side on the day. They went forward well. I think United looked. I don't know. I've been watching United lately, and since they've won this League Cup, I think they're thinking, "Is this the season done?" Like, do you know what I mean? I hope we don't cave in. Like from, with two competitions left in.
Yeah,
I just thought yesterday. I mean, it was different tactical things he'd done during the game, and to be honest with you, I don't think none of it worked. Basically, sweep it under the carpet and get on the next game. Newcastle's the better side, deserved the 3 points. But yeah, I think there's a lot more needs putting in now at Man United. They went through a stage of all these unbeaten games and the football was good and everything. But I'm not criticising Ten Hag, far from it, because he's obviously, because the football this season has been a lot better than what it has been in the last couple of seasons. So we've got a trophy, but I just hope they don't cave in now, to be honest with you. I mean, I think we need to improve a little bit on the training field. Yeah, so players coming back. I mean, it was nice to see Martial come back yesterday and get on for the last 5-10 minutes, whatever he come on for. Excuse me, but yeah, so it's somewhat got a turn now. I mean,
um,
I didn't realize today. I've seen the record today, and what was it? We haven't won a. They was all saying that Summit United haven't won a game in the Premier League since mid February. But you got to think. I mean, they've had two,
yeah,
well, FA Cup matches in between that, Europa League as well. So they just like to open it up. But yeah, take nothing away from Newcastle. They deserve to win. I thought United looked flat.
yeah,
I don't know if it was a little bit of again, this goes for every club as well because they get a little bit of travelling last week with the international football. Could have been a bit tired. You had Martinez over like Argentina and the Brazilian
yeah,
boys and stuff like that. So yeah, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they can sweep this one on the carpet and pick up
yeah.
next game the weekend.
Well, I did have the game on, and I was
Yeah,
watching bits of it because I was potting around the house. I was doing things in that as well. Obviously, I saw
cleaner.
the two goals. The first goal was by Willock and ex Arsenal player Willock. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, he's a good player. He's coming on leaps and bounds, isn't he, at
We've done
Newcastle?
well. I mean, he went there from Arsenal on loan at first, didn't he? He scored quite a few goals,
That's right.
and
I think he scored 10 goals in his first season
yeah,
at Newcastle.
yeah,
Yeah,
he done well. Yeah. But I like that. I've got to be honest with you. I mean, I thought yesterday when they gave the squads like you had that maximum coming down the left and Anthony on the right on the same side. I thought it was going to be like a battle with the ball, like. But I like the way that maximum moves with the ball. I think he's
yeah,
driven, he's direct, and that's the football I like to see. He's very direct. He picks the ball, he goes, cuts in, crosses, sets goals up. Everything. He caused United quite a few problems yesterday down there, and that Dallo couldn't live with him. I would rather seen Wan-Bissaka there, to be honest with you, against him.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he was Dallo yesterday. Didn't get in the game at all. He didn't do nothing. He was made look silly by yesterday by a very good player. To be honest with you, he had him in his
Yeah,
pocket to say this.
yeah. I think the chances that Newcastle had. You know what? If it wasn't for your goalkeeper De Gea, I think we
Yeah,
could have lost the game easily, at least 5-0,
four from this one. Yeah, definitely. I
4
think
or
the
five
gear made
nil
a few
easily.
baffles me
And
with the gear with
I
David
think
De Gea. Then,
Martial, yeah, I think Martial saved you at the end as well. When he got that
yeah,
clear,
could have gone
when
off. Yeah,
he cleared one off the line, headed one off the
yeah,
line, and I mean, and then, but with a player like Martial, you most probably wouldn't have thought him coming back there, and being in your on your goal, on the goal line, heading the ball
yeah,
off.
yeah.
But
That's right.
I
Yeah,
mean, first it could have been worse. Obviously, I know it would have been if that goal
I
would have went
thought
in, obviously 3-0. But
I thought Rashford didn't get in the game at all, and I mean, and the other bloke
yeah,
that there, Weghorst, or I call him Carhorse, to be honest with you, and everything. He's don't get me wrong, I'm
yeah,
not faulting him. I think his battle rate up there, he gets stuck in, he get up and win headers and chesting the ball down and bringing the players into play and like everything. But
yeah.
yeah,
I
he's
think with Weghorst, I think you can only judge him on work ethics, can you? You can't judge him
yeah,
on goals.
yeah,
It's impossible to judge him on goals. I
yeah.
mean, a player like that is impossible. I just seriously, I mean, I don't know. I said it on the show going back last week. I say it on the Man United agenda on Friday night when I was on there with Mr. B, and you was
Big up,
watching
Mr.
it.
B.
I seen you in the comments, and you said about what was it? I said about playing Rashford up front and playing like
Yeah,
you've got Sancho, play Sancho on the left with Anthony on the right, Rashford up front, and maybe Weghorst behind Rashford doing the work. Look, you know what I mean? That might work. I don't know, but it feels like
the
you
thing is, I think with Rashford, and he likes to be out on that left because he likes to go at players. I mean, you look at most of his
yeah,
goals this season. I mean, prime example, Arsenal, wasn't it? He likes to
yeah,
come in, beat one or two, have a pop on goal, or lay the ball off, whatever. I think his most best position is probably out there on the left. But don't get me wrong, I think he can play centre forward. I'm not disputing that, but yeah, I think his main he enjoys it. He looks a bit more player to me when I'm happier when he's out there on the left hand side. But yeah, he can play out
yeah,
there. But I think he's had a great season, and it's brilliant to see what he's done this season. I mean, after the criticism he took last season and all that, his head was down. He got on with it this
yeah,
season. He's knuckled down on the training pitch, and he's proven that. So yeah, hopefully,
yeah,
fingers crossed.
yeah.
We need him anyway. Obviously, with the rest of the season with the Europa League and
Yeah.
the FA Cup. So yeah,
I mean, just make it a quick. I mean, just make this quick. With Rashford, I did hear there was a debate with him signing a contract at United. Is there any signs of
I
improvement
think
that he would probably sign, or would he? I don't think the Glazers
I
are
reckon
leaving
it's
now. I
because
think the Glazers are staying,
yeah,
aren't they? So
I don't know. I think this will go down to the result of the Glazers. I think he'll all out see who buys the club, and at the end of the
yeah,
day, I mean, you look at some footballers and everything. I mean, they're on a lot of money. He's had a good
yeah,
season, so we could throw that look at him. So I think he'll all out to see what comes. And well, I'll give it to him anyway. I mean, he's only 25 and he's 24. If he wants an extra 50 grand a week or 100 grand a week, so be it. Give it to him. He's had a good season. Me personally, break my heart if I see him leave because I think you know, I like the way he plays all round. And
yeah,
yeah, give it to him. Whether the Glazers goes or not, I hope they do. But if they go, they go. If they don't, they don't. I'll give it to him anyway because I think he's had a very good season. I've been well impressed with this season, Rashford. To be honest with you.
Okay, yeah. And one quick final question before we wrap up. Um, third and fourth spot. Who do you think's going to claim third, and who do you think's going to claim fourth? I mean, you could the team that we had beforehand, Liverpool. You could put Liverpool in this equation between yourselves, Newcastle, and Liverpool. Who do you think could get third and fourth?
I think Man U. To be honest with you, I think Man
Man U get
United third, Newcastle
yeah.
fourth. Yeah.
And what are you saying? Liverpool fifth, Tottenham sixth.
No, I'll go.
Huh?
I'll go Liverpool. No, I'll go Brighton. To be honest with you, I think they can finish up there. Then
Yeah.
Tottenham, then Liverpool.
Ah.
I can't see Liverpool finishing up there.
No, that's fine.
No.
That's fine. I just want to get. Just intrigued to see where you
Further
wanted
down
where
the
you're going to finish.
further down the league, the better.
I knew you'd say something like that. But yeah, first take, Rich. Well, that's it. I think we've discussed pretty much everything. We've come to the end of the show now. Rich, do you want to give your socials a shout where people can find you? Where can they find you? Like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or
Yeah,
anything like
Twitter.
that?
Twitter and everything. Facebook on the main
Yeah,
agenda. I'm on there. Yeah, so yeah, come on.
yeah. All
Yeah,
right then.
look,
And
like
hopefully,
it, please.
hopefully I'll get you on the show next time, mate. You can sort of
Yeah,
like
get me
get
on
a
next
weather
time.
and get a feel of things, when you come on the show and that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it helps
Friday
go on
night,
other shows as well.
do a Friday night. We can have a beer at the same time.
Oh, right, okay. No,
Yeah.
I can't. I do Gunners from all corners on Fridays from
Oh,
9
do
till
you?
10. Yes, well you know
Right.
that. You're on
But
you comment on the
uh,
show.
yeah, I went on there 2 weeks ago. I got a virus on my phone.
Oh, right, okay then. Well, I hope it's gone now anyway.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, people, thank you for tonight, watching tonight. Make sure you click like and subscribe if you haven't watched it, and that's it. And enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Oh, by the
Goodbye,
way,
chaps.
just like to say, what's the time now, Ant?
9 o'clock.
3 hours. We got to be in the same age, and you're a lot older than
Oh,
me, ain't you?
all right then. Yeah, it's my birthday. All right then. Fine. Okay then. All right. Cheers. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Ta-da. Bye. Bye.